to episode 2 of Same Table, Pull Up a Chair. As always, I'm Emma Hobbs.
And I'm James Hobbs.
Yeah,
Her dad.
that's my dad.
Pull up a chair,
Yeah, pull up a chair.
as we'd say. And we talked about it last episode. I think it's
Yeah, we
important to
did.
reiterate, maybe just summarize real quickly about pull up a chair, that everybody deserves a spot at the table.
We do, yeah.
There are people in society that don't have a spot at the table. They don't have a chair at the table. They aren't even in the same room. Mm-hmm. I firmly believe that. We need to make that change. So this podcast is about all of us pulling a chair up to this table
Yeah.
and finding a way to communicate, to talk about our issues. Emma and I don't agree on everything. We agree on a lot, but not everything. But we can sit at the same table and have
We can
a dialogue.
We can have a friendly
Right.
conversation.
Friendly conversation. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be a winner take all,
Yeah.
right? I don't get my way, you get your way. We try to find a middle ground.
I mean, that's what this podcast is mainly about. It's about like our differences and about like how this is basically like a metaphor for your book.
It is, yeah. So my book's going to be A Nation of Communities. It's a way to redefine individualism, self-determinism, communities being able to decide things for themselves instead of having a government decide everything for everybody. It's a little bit about that. This plays for both sides. Conservatives get what they want, government kind of out of their lives, and they'll be able to make decisions. The same thing happens in cities, urban cities, where you tend to have more liberal views. Those liberal cities now get the opportunities to pass the laws they need to support their citizens in their communities. And if you're in the country, why do you care what's happening in the city? And vice versa, if you're in the city, why do you care what rural people think?
Right.
And let's just be honest, the divide is right there in this country. It's between urban and rural. When you look at all the statistics, it's, people in the country are more conservative.
It's just getting worse every day as well. Like everyone in the city feels like everyone whose rule is all the same, and everyone in the rural area feels like everyone in the city is
Doesn't
like
understand
all the
them,
same.
doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. It is getting worse, but I almost say, I'm not saying that's okay, but
Yeah.
I'm saying communities should be able to have their beliefs.
Of course,
Should be able to have the communities run the way they want. With the floor, we'll talk about the floor like we always do.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a whole episode on the floor.
whole episode.
But there's civil rights that you can't go beyond, right?
Yeah.
There's a certain level of medical care that every American should be able to enjoy. That's the floor, right?
Yeah.
It's not there to tell. So I look at it this way, is the floor is that baseline. It doesn't tell you how to arrange the furniture on it.
Yeah,
Right. So
right.
the communities are the furniture and everything else. Buy the furniture you want, have couches, chairs, whatever. But the floor is there. If you fall, it's there to catch you.
Yeah.
And that's what the federal government should be. It's what it was intended to be. It was never intended to be this thing that is inside of everyone's lives, that is running every community. So that's what the floor is intended to be. And that's part of what the book's about.
Yeah. What else is the book about?
So there's a good story in the book, and it's central to the book, and it's a hard one to tell. It is about my sister-in-law, Jo. We called her Jo. You knew her other names.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to go into her entire story. That is for her family, for others to tell.
Yeah.
But there is a piece of this that is very important to me, and it's really kind of about the things that happened to her. Now, there's a part of her past that she didn't choose. How she grew up, she didn't choose the harm that came to her. She didn't choose all the things that happened to her. And those things led her down a path of chemical dependency. That's a very tough road to go down. It's hard for me to completely appreciate, because I've never been in that state. I've seen our son, and we'll talk about Riley at some point.
Yeah.
And he can come share his story about alcohol dependency. Watching him go through this, I now understand just what it does to the brain, how difficult it is to overcome this, what a fight you have for your whole life with this. But she fought her whole life. She raised some wonderful kids. She supported her family, but that family had chosen to live in rural Texas. And you're from Texas. You've seen rural Texas. You've seen the differences. She was about an hour outside of Fort Worth. So being an hour outside of Fort Worth, you don't have access to the same level of medical care.
Yeah, you don't.
Every time you want something, you got to drive an hour in, an hour back. And a lot of people do this. But it becomes really difficult when you're fighting something like chemical dependency to be able to do that all the time, to go in and out, back to the city, back to the places that that have the kind of medical care that you need in rural areas. And these were called certified community behavioral health clinics.
That is a name that I would not remember. Yeah.
I didn't remember your how old you were last episode. I'm not going to remember this.
True.
So these CCBHCs, they work, right? They were going to keep people connected to care, especially in rural areas. Fantastic idea. Bipartisan, had a lot of support, but it got held up because of the Senate. States that have small minority of the total population, each have 2 senators. They can block bills. They can stop them from passing. There's something around like 40 something states that are very small and can stop legislation from passing that's needed. That's unfortunate. So you have essentially, you don't have representation anymore.
You don't.
You have a small amount of people in very rural states that can now block legislation in the Senate.
Yeah. And then like you have like millions of people in California, but you only have like 100 people in those rural areas. It doesn't.
And then you have 500,000 in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Right. And they both have 2 senators. It makes no sense.
It's not right.
It's not representative government. And I mean, if I remember my history, that's why we left.
Yeah.
You know, Britain in the first place was to have
equal representation.
To have equal representation,
and
right?
It's not.
No taxation without representation.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, anyways, it got blocked.
Yeah.
So, and it was being blocked by a minority of states that didn't see the need for this. While the vast majority of America saw the need for it and wanted it. That's 2014.
Yeah.
Right. It didn't get passed until 2024.
Yeah.
And it was, they finally made it permanent in March of 2024. It was the Consolidated Appropriations Act 2024 after years of trying.
Yeah. But it was too late. She had already done the damage to her body. She had already done all of this stuff. She had. And it was difficult for her to get care.
There was another act called the TREATS Act that was going to help people get telehealth, right? So they'd be able to remotely get doctors, be able to see doctors and get prescriptions for things like addiction.
Yeah.
But there were laws around, well, you can't prescribe over telehealth. You can't do that. So she couldn't get the medications that she needed.
Yeah.
The TREATS Act did have bipartisan support. It was introduced in 2021, 2023, and 2025 and never made it to a floor vote.
Wow.
Same mechanisms.
Yeah.
And if Jo had that access, she might still be alive.
Yeah.
Now, she struggled. I get personal responsibility. I'm a huge believer in that. We all own ourselves and our behaviors and the things we do and the choices we make in life.
Yeah.
But there are some things like addiction that goes to a whole different level. It is chemical changes in your brain. And it's not something that you can just overcome easily on your own. You need help. You need access to healthcare, to behavioral healthcare, to telehealth. You've got to have access to these things. So that bill passed in 2024. Jo passed away in 2025, right? But if she had had access to this, she could have been saved. And it just frustrates me that we live in a country where we have legislation that could pass, where we could spend some money, the federal government can do some good and help people in rural areas that need it.
Yeah.
And it just frustrates me that it took this long. Well, hopefully these clinics now exist. Hopefully they're out there. The legislation's been there. And I hope people are getting the help that they need.
Yeah.
It wasn't there for Jo. And this is how she had learned to deal with it in life. Not the right way, but in life, we often just find ways to get through life to survive it. And for Jo, this was her mechanism. She reached out for help a few times. We gave her recommendations, try to help. It's difficult.
Yeah,
but if she had had the ability to get medications, to get the telehealth, she might still be here today.
Yeah.
So let's not let bureaucracies and legislation get in the way of these things. Let's not let a small minority of the population that has a large number of senators pass the laws for the rest of America.
Yeah.
The really ironic thing in all this, Emma, is that you think that those small rural areas having that many senators would actually have benefited them.
You're right.
But it hasn't.
It hasn't.
It hasn't. Things they have not spent it on rural healthcare, rural hospitals. They're still closing today.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be the case. So it's not benefited them. In the book, I talk about that fact that even though they've had this advantage they haven't used it. It hasn't been used to actually benefit them. And what I'm proposing is in these communities, we set the floor. We let you as a community decide, not your states, not your senators. You as a community government, decide how you're going to have that health care. And the federal government gives the communities the dollars, not the states, not the senators to decide to spend, but the actual communities areas.
Well, this is all in the book as well, because I think what people need to know is that your book isn't only just politics and just about structure. It's about the stories that you've lived and how that correlates and how all of that is a metaphor for what you're trying to achieve.
It's funny because you're the one that told me. I started to write this book on this policy. It was going to be this dry policy book, right? Like, here's some amendments that need to change. Here's the history. Here's the research I've done. And here's why. And then you were like, why don't you tell your stories?
Yeah.
Like, use the stories to make it real. And Joe's a real case where legislation could have helped her.
Yeah.
But it failed her. It failed her miserably. And now she's not here.
Yeah.
So because she's not here, I'm here, you're here, they're here. Let's go make changes. Let's make changes for our family so that this doesn't have to happen to anyone else.
If you or someone you know needs help, call or text 988 or go to 988lifeline.org.
And I hope that in the future we have a federal government that provides more of that help for you. That is compassionate, that is empathetic to people and their needs, and helps people. And again, I get it. I'm big on personal responsibility. You make those choices. You're an adult. You live with it. But at the same time, there's some things we just need to help people with.
Yeah.
And this would be a case of we need to help Joe get to the table.
We do.
Right?
Yeah.
She was on the floor. She was struggling. And it wasn't the floor we created.
It's not
we're talking
the floor.
About.
It's the
this was
actual
a floor that
literal
failed her.
floor.
She fell through the floor. And it's quite sad. So we've had to deal with that over the last year and a half. That with her passing, it's quite sad. She was a younger sister to my wife and to your mom, and so it's been quite sad. But the book, those kinds of stories, inspired me to want to make changes in this country, and not just small changes. The legislation just can't be words; it has to be actions. It has to be structural change to the government, and that's what we're proposing. In the book is actually changing the government. So the book's a lot like this. We tell a story, and then we talk about the legislation, and I talk about the architecture that actually has to change. Yeah. It's a blueprint. So if you're looking for a blueprint on how to change the government, there it is. It's going to be in the book. Exactly what amendments need to change, exactly how to change the Senate, so that this doesn't have to happen again.
Yeah.
We can have a more functioning government with communities that people want to live in, with communities that represent those local values.
Well, the book is actually, to me, it was actually quite easy to read. And as someone who's not really, I don't really.
But you're Gen Z. Do you read? I mean, seriously, if it's not a text.
I do.
I should have just texted the whole book to you, like line by line.
Oh my God.
It'd be like, because we already talked in the last episode about phone calls or whatever.
We did, yeah.
I guess the best way to get the Gen Z would be to text this out to them line by line. 72,000 words. Let's just text it all out, and I think they might actually get it.
Anyways, so as someone who doesn't really read policy, there's a bunch of jargon that I just don't understand. His book actually makes it really easy for me to understand and read because it's stories that I can connect to, and it's like, oh, I never thought of it that way. So
I think so.
Yeah.
I figured if I could reach you, I should be able to reach other people. So.
Right. Yeah.
The important thing though is to do that, and then the podcast isn't just about the book though.
Yeah, of course.
We're here to have some fun.
Of course, we are.
We're going to talk about that because we know we want real change.
Yeah.
We know it's not going to happen today, probably not tomorrow, but if we all, as a community, if we all pull up the chair and we get together, we can make the changes that will actually improve your life, improve our lives, make things safer, better, create communities we want to live in. And we'll talk a lot about that because we moved up to the Pacific Northwest for many reasons.
Yeah.
We have many reasons, but one of them is very personal to you.
It is, yeah.
And so obviously I moved here, mountains and water.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in Texas. I love Texas. It's still got a heart in my face. Yeah. It just doesn't love me anymore.
Yeah.
And you can see the red spots on my face, right? I've got all kinds of issues with my skin now and things because I was in the sun.
You just can't be in the sun anymore.
I was in that hot Texas heat, swimming in lakes. as a kid, and no sunscreen.
Yeah.
Water skiing. I was on boats.
Yeah.
No sunscreen.
That really.
And now I pay for it.
Yeah, you're paying for it, unfortunately.
So I pay that
but
price.
thankfully, we live in cloudy Seattle.
We do live in cloudy. I mean, there's still UV. You can get through clouds.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's a lot
but
less.
It's less.
It's
yeah.
more manageable. That was one reason.
Yeah.
So, but you have a very personal reason about.
I do. As everyone knows, Texas is a red state. I am a lesbian, and red states hate us. Well, maybe not hate, they just don't understand us. They just don't understand me. And so I just felt like I didn't belong. I felt like there was just a bunch of like microaggressions that were they just piled up and piled up. And at some point, I think Dad was the one that saw it. He was like, we need to move, and we're going to move to a city that is actually accepting of you. And here we are. And I've found a girlfriend, and
Congratulations.
I'm just so happy.
We actually really like this one. So
Yeah.
if you could keep her.
Yes. Anyways, I'm just so thankful that we were able to move and get out of there, because I feel like I've really become like a different person, become like a better version of myself. And I know not everyone gets that choice.
They don't.
They don't.
They can't leave. It's very expensive to leave.
It is.
We'll talk about that some. It's hard to find opportunities in new places. Mm-hmm. Some of the people that have, if you have a nursing license or a teaching license, or you have a professional license of some kind, they don't always translate to state.
Yeah.
I'm proposing that we change that we do. There's a few things I want to nationalize. There's a lot of things I want to pull out, but I want to get rid of that. You should be able to take your professional license and work in any state. That shouldn't be a barrier, ever. So that's got to go. Like, that's just off the table. We'll make it happen. There's no reason that needs to stay the same. People should be able to move and carry their licenses state to state.
They should.
Now, you're right on the microaggressions. I saw a person who loved her state, who grew up loving it. I used to tell Emma, hey, we're going to move to California. And she's like, no, we're staying in Texas. I'm like, well, but there's some jobs in Cali, some tech jobs that I'd love to go do. And she's like, no, we're staying. I'm like,
that was before I knew anything about politics. I was just a child.
Yeah, it's kind of before you came out too and stuff.
Yeah.
And you really were looking to, maybe you knew your identity, but I knew it was in that stage. And so you told me, you loved the state, but the state didn't love you.
Yeah.
Texas just didn't have the same love back. Now, not all of it. There are parts of Texas, there's Austin area, Houston,
shout out
areas.
to Austin.
Shout out to Austin. Keep Austin weird.
Yeah, keep Austin weird. Yeah. It's definitely.
I lived there for a while. We can talk about that later. But
yeah.
Austin is awesome. Love that place. But what I saw was a state in an area that didn't love you. We unfortunately lived in north near the Woodlands, Bender's Landing area, and in Houston, and it was extremely conservative.
Yeah.
Now, let me say this. My neighbors were nice. I loved the people themselves. They were good people. They were hearty people. They would come help you. But what they didn't realize were the little things they do felt large to you.
It did,
they excluded you. And even the language they use sometimes about, well, I accept you. Well, we moved to Seattle area. It's not about accepting. Everybody's this way. There's no accepting. It's just,
it's normal.
This is the way it is. Right? That's why I tell people there's a difference between saying, oh, I accept you.
Yeah.
It's like you're something different. I have to accept you. And here, everybody's different. And so it's not about accepting. Right? It's just like, it's the norm. So you don't feel like you're having to be like, oh, I'm always on the outside.
I don't feel fear, because in Texas, where we lived, we couldn't even fly a pride flag out. We couldn't do anything that would signal I'm a lesbian, because unfortunately, we could have been targeted for a hate crime.
We lived in a neighborhood that threw MAGA parades.
Yeah, they
literally
did.
got the
like
sheriff's
down
department.
The street.
Sheriff's
They
Department
did,
officially sanctioned and through these giant MAGA parades. And they were welcome. They were like, oh, well, come and join us. We know how you believe. I'm like, really? That's a group of people that intends harm against my daughter. And, that is passing legislation that has harmed you and harmed your rights. And And so I'm like, really? They just don't get it. And still the same nice people, but flying the flags.
Yeah.
On the other side, the little aggressions, the little things they said.
Yeah.
And they think it's harmless. They're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah. It's harmless when you're on that side.
Yeah, it is.
When you're the one on the outside and you're like, oh, I don't really feel welcome here anymore.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's 1,000 microaggressions. It's not one thing they did. Again, nice people. I love those people. Some of them were my friends and neighbors. We really enjoyed those people, but man, they just don't see the other side of how the little things add up. Because they're like, why should this matter? I should say what I can say. What I want. Yeah, you can say what you want to say.
Yeah, but I mean,
but you don't realize the harm it's doing.
Yeah.
And so when I saw this with you, I was like, okay, well, there's another reason we need to move. And we came up here, and it was so natural. You could go anywhere, and it's not even a question. It's like, oh, she's a lesbian. It wasn't a thing. It was just like you fit in. And the weird thing here is straight people, conservatives, everybody fits in here.
Yeah.
And you're feeling judged. But yeah, that's one of the reasons we had to move. I mean,
Yeah.
the heat, the sun, but
everything.
politics. And I've seen you be much more successful here.
Yeah.
The problem is it was extremely expensive.
Very
to move.
expensive.
And the cost of living here is way higher than Texas. And so we're paying the price of that.
We are. Yeah. Some people just can't afford that.
Yeah, they can't.
And I mean,
So I've got an opinion
your
about that.
book
I've got an opinion about that.
proposes
Yeah.
a solution to that.
I have an opinion about that.
Yeah.
And it's in the book. And not just an opinion, but again, I'll talk about it in the book and tell a story. I think this is the story. And then we go into a little more detail, and then I give you the actual legislation that needs to change. The blueprint for changing this, America, is in the book.
Yeah.
It actually tells you how to change this. We just need to follow it. It's not hard. We're in a country of experimentation. We're a country that can change. Laws can change. They're not permanent. We can change laws. We can change rules. We can change the Senate. We can make the changes we need to make. The part about that Emma's referencing, though, I think, is about mobility. And one of the things I want to do at a floor level is say, okay, civil rights, that shouldn't happen. We're going to enforce civil rights more than we ever have in the past.
Yeah.
That is just not optional. And most people, I think, will agree with me. I have very conservative friends. They'll feel the same way. We enforce civil rights. Most of them are not racist, although I know some who are racist, but most are not. They're good people. They'll be supportive of this. But the thing we have to do is if you get to that point, though, and the community is just not changing, it's just not right for you, you don't have the money. Let's take some of the money we spend on wars and everything else, and let's just move folks to where they want to live.
Yeah.
I mean, like a one-time move, right? The federal government's going to help you.
That's it.
We're not talking about an 18-wheeler and a
Yeah.
$80,000 move. But the federal government should offer that assistance to help relocate people to areas where they're going to feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you another side of this. So if I'm extremely religious, I'm part of the religious coalitions, and I'm living in a neighborhood, won't name names, we'll just call out San Francisco or something, and I'm not comfortable. And my civil rights are being violated. I can't speak freely. I feel the microaggressions because this works both ways.
It does, yeah.
You're extremely religious, you're going to feel the microaggressions. Surrounded by lesbians or what, and you're just not comfortable. And you guys, here's what I'll say, is it happens on both sides. There are very aggressive flags and parades and everything else, and this person may not feel comfortable. They may feel like
so they get to move as well.
So they get to move as well. The federal government's not going to, we're not picking sides in this thing. What we're saying is, if you feel uncomfortable, let's get you somewhere where you can be comfortable. Let's protect your rights. That's what we're going to do first. You don't just get to move.
Yeah.
But if everything else has been done, and then you're like us, and you're like, finally, you're like, I'm throwing up my hands. This is just not right. I need to be somewhere where I'm not feeling persecuted, where I don't have the microaggressions. You should be able to move out of San Francisco to wherever you want to move. I don't know what a conservative city would be.
I mean, I get that, but I don't think I know a single conservative who's in San Francisco right now.
Well, there's probably some somewhere. Hey, if you're out there, let us know.
Yeah,
let us know.
Let us know, like, if you're conservative in San Francisco and how you feel.
And comment on this. If you're living somewhere where you don't feel comfortable, let us know. We'd love to hear about your story. We'd love to bring that story to light.
Yeah.
Either way, right? Like, you'll see my background when you look me up. I'm not very religious at all, but I do respect people who are. And I think that's a big part of what we're saying.
Well, I mean, and this goes for all religions.
Yeah.
You could be a Muslim in a Christian community
right.
and feel extremely uncomfortable, and, you know, you could also move.
The feeling is I can't be successful here. Really, that's what we have to measure is can you be successful as a person, feel comfortable, feel safe, which you do up here. And then we move you. And so it doesn't matter. So this isn't something that just applies to the LGBTQ plus community. It applies to the religious communities and everything. That's why I'm saying in our book, it's for conservatives, it's for liberals, it's for moderates. It is a country and a design for a country that serves everyone.
Yeah.
Not just one side or the other. We need to end, the way we end the culture war is by designing a system that doesn't require winning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the win. It doesn't require a win. You've got a system now that supports everybody without having to win everything.
And I do just want to bring up, in like almost towards the end of your book,
Yeah.
you do bring up a bunch of like arguments against what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
So I know that people will have arguments. Just wait until the book is published so that you can read it.
I've got a whole chapter. The one thing I know is these things are contentious, and so I want to address them. And what I will say with all transparency is we try to be transparent. We try to just say, don't have all the answers.
Yeah, sometimes
We're not
we
trying
don't
to
have
build
the answer.
perfection.
Yeah.
What we're trying to build is something that's better than today.
Yeah.
And not by a little bit, but a lot better than today.
Yes.
Can it be improved? Sure. Other people will find ways to
yeah.
improve it. But what we're designing is something that's better than today. What's the biggest difference for you?
Just like the lack of fear, I would say. That's the biggest difference, because I was just so afraid to be myself. I have regular hair now, but when I used to color my hair, it was back in Texas. Even that, I was like, ooh, I'm kind of a little bit afraid. But now here, it's like literally grandmas have like rainbow hair, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this place.
You know, it's kind of weird is Fort Worth has a lot of acceptance. Not all of Fort Worth.
Yeah.
It really is. I got a friend there who looks like a pirate now these days. He has a tattoo studio. So if you need a tattoo, let me know. I'll hook you up with him.
Yeah.
In Fort Worth. But he walks around like a pirate. Fort Worth's had a way of accepting. That's the conservative people that I remember growing up with. They were very conservative, but you could be yourself or anything, and they still loved you the same way. I don't know how we ever got away from that, how we became enemies.
I know, right?
Because that's the people I grew up with. I could go to East Texas to reunion and super conservative, whatever. Didn't matter. Still hug you, still love you.
Yeah.
And somehow we all became enemies at some point.
Yeah.
I want to get back to these values of let's just respect each other, right? Let's just get along and we don't have to be enemies. We don't have to win it all.
Yeah.
We're gonna create an architecture. Did we close up on moving? It is expensive. We're going to have a floor. We're going to have a way for folks to be able to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, are you ready for?
I'm ready for something less depressing. Come on now. Come on now.
So you have heard of Reddit, right?
I do know what Reddit is.
So there is a subreddit called r/Am I the A-hole?
What?
It is where people tell their side of the story, and where other people can be like, where they can ask like, am I the a-hole for doing this? And other people can be like, yeah, you are. Yeah, you're not.
I don't need to post there because I already know the answer for mine. I can guess. You might as well just. That's not even a survey. It's yes. Half the responses would be from my family. Yes,
right.
He is the a-hole. Now I have to say I've been a-hole anonymous, and I have been a recovering a-hole for some time.
Recovering. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't say that it lined up perfectly with me being conservative, but
I mean,
it kind of did. I was really conservative. I was also an a-hole. I'm not saying those things are correlated, but they happen at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have been a recovering a-hole for some time. As you know, you've seen some of it. Let's just say how big of an a-hole? I would get into arguments driving.
Oh yeah.
And
but you got that from
have this
Papa.
anger man. Well, it doesn't look like it, but I had red hair.
Yeah.
And
was there some red?
I would jump out of the car and go after people. I mean, I forgot to put it in park once. The car was rolling away. I'm chasing after this guy. I would just say that's really a-hole behavior.
Yeah.
I've since learned that that's obviously not a good practice. Yeah. It's not a safe practice.
It's not.
Not something I'm proud of at all. I want to tell the stories now. It's kind of funny when you think about it, but also it's sad. I wish I hadn't been that person. I wish I'd known the things I know now. A lot of it's your help and going through this journey with you and your lesbianism.
Lesbianism.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
So one thing I've told Emma, she's got to correct me every time because part of our journey is I don't know the lingo.
Yeah, he doesn't
I don't know the
know
right things to say.
much.
So she's educating me, and I told her just correct me. Like, I'm here to be corrected.
Yeah.
I guarantee you I'm going to get it wrong.
Yeah.
So please, world, forgive me on that one. I'm going to get it wrong.
This is in that subreddit, and someone has posted a story asking, like, am I the a-hole? So I'm going to read this story, and we're going to react to it, and we're going to decide.
We're going to decide if they're the a-hole?
We're going to decide.
They are, right? I just say, I'm defaulting to a-hole. But
I have 2 stories prepared, so this is the first one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so the title is, Am I the a-hole for making my children pay for their own portion of our family vacation?
How old are the children?
Well,
I mean, that's a deciding factor, right?
we'll read about it, but from first impressions, what do you
First
think?
impression is how old are the children? But, no, I mean, obviously, you pay for your kids, you're responsible for them up to a certain age. We've chosen to invite you guys on our terms to vacations. And when we invite, the implication is we're paying,
Yeah.
right? Now, if it's more of like, hey, we're going here, and you're like, that sounds good, I'd probably
And
be
it's
like, well, if you want to come,
if you wanna come.
here's the flights.
Yeah.
Like, let me send you the schedule. I think
You,
that
the
one
more
depends.
information.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you got to have more information.
So-
It's the age of the kids.
Here's the story. We have been planning on going on a vacation to Cuba for the Christmas holidays for a week. It's pretty pricey during the Christmas holidays, but that's the only time we can all go.
Okay.
We have 3 children. One is 20,
20.
Female.
20 female. Okay.
One is 15 male.
20 and 15.
And one is 12 female.
12. Okay.
Who we are making them pay for their own ticket and part of the hotel since we wouldn't be financially stable enough to pay for 5 plane tickets and such. My 12-year-old daughter has been complaining that since the other 2 have jobs and she doesn't, that it's not fair. However, we've decided to stick firm with it and be equal to them all. Their other option, if they don't want to pay, is staying at grandma's. She has savings which are just enough to cover the vacation, but she also wants to save up for a phone. My other 2 children aren't happy that they have to pay for their own, but they are willing to since we'd be going to Cuba. Am I the a-hole for making them pay? I feel like most families don't make their children pay for their own tickets, but since we all really want to go, my wife and I think it's the best option.
How old are these kids again? I already forgot. There's the ageism. 12 and 15 and
20, 15,
20,
and 12.
20 is still kind of young. So she's an a-hole for choosing Cuba for her family vacation. Like, take the kids to Disney World. What are you doing? Yeah. Like, go to Disney World. You're going right by Disney World. Just drop them off at Disney World and go to Cuba. Now, I would love going to Cuba for the food,
Yeah.
the culture, the dance, the people. It looks freaking amazing.
Yeah.
The people look amazing. I think it would be incredible to go there. I could see myself in one of those shirts with the 4 pockets.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And just in shorts and coming out of the beach and having just the best food, the best time. But is that the place you really did? There Disney World in Cuba? I mean, you're an a-hole for choosing Cuba over Disney World. I mean, come on, take those kids to Disney World. Now, the 20-year-old, I can see maybe she don't want to go to Disney, but she probably wants to go somewhere else. But you're an a-hole for not taking your kids to Disney World.
Yeah, that and what the hell?
Just pay for it. You're the parents. Pay for it.
A 12-year-old?
You can't make a 12-year-old pay for anything.
Yeah.
She should be paying for her separation from her parents. That's what she should be paid for.
These parents, they
And
don't...
what are they thinking?
They don't sound like...
What are they thinking? Come on, parents.
Like...
Take those kids, go find
Okay.
Mickey Mouse, go have some fun. You know, drop them off at grandma's after that. Then the 2 of y'all, I'm serious, the 2 of y'all then go on down to Cuba, get some food.
I think, like, that's just an insane thing to ask your child, because it
Yeah, it
should
is.
be like you should be giving them savings so that they can save up for like what
They should
she
be giving them
mentioned, a
savings.
phone, something like
you
that.
don't pay for the vacation.
Yeah.
No.
And just don't go on the vacation.
And how about his grandma's? His grandma's not.
Right.
I love going to grandma's.
Right?
You know,
Just go to grandma's.
Going to grandma's. Well, it depended on the grandmother, but I had one country grandmother, and that meant good cooking,
Yeah.
good food.
She was
let
an
us do what we
amazing
wanted to
cook.
do. We'd go ride motorcycles. We'd do all this cool, ride go-karts, and then we'd have all this good food.
Yeah.
Go fishing. That was the one grandmother. Now, if it's the other one, it meant chores and work. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to this one. But if it's the cool grandma. Now they're both cool grandmas in their own way. Obviously they've been gone for a while. They're both good women, but
Yeah.
one was a lot more fun than the
Yeah,
other.
I bet.
But vacationing.
But my children will just pay. Just don't go on a vacation.
Then go somewhere cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Save up and
Drive somewhere.
go to Six Flags.
Yeah.
Spend a day at Six Flags or something. And,
So are we agreeing that they are the a-hole?
yeah, there's a couple of reasons on that one.
Yeah. So they did put an edit. They said, edit, my 12-year-old daughter, almost 13, is going to grade 8, and she has worked at our business a couple of times for me, which I would pay her. That does not make it better, dude.
Sound like child labor.
That's child labor.
They may need to be investigated. This is child labor here. Being full-time employed to pay enough for a vacation.
So we agree that a-hole.
Yeah, that's an a-hole move.
And all of Reddit has agreed that they are the
Well,
a-hole.
we agree
There
with
are
Reddit.
zero.
Cheers, Redditors.
There are 0 upvotes, but 500 comments.
Cheers, Redditors. We all got that one right.
Yeah, right.
Well, hopefully the parents listen and realize,
Hopefully
hey,
they do.
maybe we're being a little bit jerks with our kids.
Yeah, just try a little better.
And we took you guys on vacations even when you didn't want to go. We still paid for it. I remember you sitting indoors and being like, hey, there's a beach out there. Emma's like, nah.
Nah.
I'm like, does your generation not go to the beach? I'm like, there's a white sand beach from Florida.
I think it's just
And
because
you're
I was a
Florida.
teenager.
I'm like,
I was
just
just
go
a
to the beach.
teenager.
And do we have to drag you to the... Like, I would be on the beach, well, obviously because of my skin now. I was clearly on the beach too much. But, yeah. Maybe you were
Yeah.
smarter for staying in the room. But
Maybe.
all right, what else you got for us?
So this is our second and last story.
Oh, good, because we measure the podcast by the amount of tea I have left, and it's
We do.
starting to get low.
How much do you have in there?
It's
It's
starting to get
definitely
low.
low. Yeah. Wow. All right. So this one's a little bit of a longer one, but trust me, like
longer. Okay,
this
so-
is one
So
that's
what
like
you're saying when I hear the implication there is, Dad, can you shut that?
Yeah.
Shut up.
okay. So the title is "Am I the a-hole for being closer to my sons than my daughters?"
Was that it? I thought you said this was a long one.
No, that's just the title.
Oh, that's the title.
Yeah.
Well, what more does he need to know?
No.
He's already an a-hole. Done. We're done. We're going to the next one. We got this.
So you think immediately a-hole?
Clearly.
Yeah.
Well, okay, again, ages.
Ages.
How old
Yeah.
are these kids?
Yeah. We'll get into that.
All right.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I, 38-year-old man, have been married to my wife, 34-year-old woman,
38,
for 7 years.
7 years. Okay.
We have 4 kids together, aged 7, 6, 4, and 4.
Wait. 7, 6, 4, and 4. So they're twins?
Yeah, I guess so.
But obviously,
Obviously.
it was a pretty quick turnaround there.
Okay. 6-year-old and 4-year-old are boys. 7-year-old and 4-year-old are girls. So they're twins, but one is a
There's a
boy,
boy,
and one is a
girl,
girl.
and okay.
I forgot what you call that.
There's a name for it.
Me and my wife got into a pretty big argument recently, and I need unbiased opinions.
Unbiased.
I feel like I've always been closer to my sons rather than my daughters.
This is the dad.
Yeah.
He's closer to the sons. All right.
You know, I'm a boy. I like boy stuff, so do they. I don't like princesses or dolls. So I've always gravitated towards my sons because we have more in common.
So much wrong with that already.
Anyways, the argument started after my wife had put the kids to bed one night. I was laying...
Wait, he can't put the kids to bed? She's got to do it all? So she's putting all 4 of these kids to bed? What's he doing? Sitting on the couch eating Cheetos?
Yeah, right. I was laying down... Oh, You should be taking care of it.
So, okay, now he's clearly laying down. So she's up so already she's taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
Now unless he's working like 2 jobs or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
you know.
Maybe let's read the rest of the story.
Okay, I got you.
I was laying down and she came into the room and confronted me about what my 7-year-old daughter had just told me.
What is she? Oh, no.
According to my wife, as she was tucking my daughter into bed, she started crying and asked, "Why doesn't Daddy like me?"
Why doesn't Daddy like me?
My wife told me that the kids notice how I treat them differently.
Of course they do.
Yeah, and I needed to stop acting like I hated my daughters. I told her I don't hate them, but we don't have anything in common. She was pissed and started yelling at me about how immature I was.
Hopefully she kicked his ass. Oh, can I say that? Kicked his butt out of the place?
I think it's stupid. Obviously, dads are going to be closer with their sons.
That's not
That's
obvious.
just how the brain works.
No, that's stupid.
I tried explaining this to
No.
her, and she just didn't listen.
No.
She left, and I think she went to sleep in my daughter's bed. I'm not sure.
She
So
went-
am I the a-hole? I just want my wife to understand what I'm saying, and she's not listening to me. Okay, I just want to say something really quick. What are we doing right now? You're my dad. I'm your daughter.
We're
You
really
don't
close.
have a preference.
I don't. You're both. So
Yeah.
you and obviously we have your older brother. Mm-hmm. Y'all are different people.
Yeah.
You have different likes and different tastes, and you like some of the sports and things, and Riley liked some, and it was just different. And I tried to show you equal amounts of affection. Now, there are some things like music and band that I did in high school and college, and you did.
Yeah.
So we had that in common. But Riley and I have things in common. You know, we'd go throw the ball and do things like that. But yeah, there's just so much wrong with this. It's his whole attitude.
Yeah,
I mean, clearly
right?
it's not just about the kids, the way he's treating his wife and the way that whole situation is. And I get it. It's kind of a legacy situation, you know, and he has expectations of her. He has expectations of his kids just, you know, adoring him and loving him. You got to spend time with them. You will find something to connect with. He's just not finding it.
Yeah.
He needs to ask them. And I remember asking you, not even maybe asking so much, just noticing, just stop and listen, see what your kids are doing.
Yeah.
What are they interested in? What shows are they watching on TV or streaming, as we talked about? It's clearly not cable. But what are they watching, streaming on TV? Sit down and talk to them about it.
Yeah.
You were into anime and I wasn't. Now I was in like the late 70s.
Yeah.
But it was clearly
The older anime.
it was clearly different then. Right. So I loved it at that point, and I sat down and watched a few with you because you're like, Dad, these are actually really good.
Yeah.
The stories are better than a lot of shows on TV that you can find on network TV. And you were right. You introduced me. You got me hooked on a couple of shows, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm a grown man watching cartoons. But they're anime. They're well done. They have adult themes. A lot of them.
Yeah.
They just happen to be drawn, and the artistry is incredible these days. They put a lot of work into it. So it's about sitting down and finding out. So I found out what you liked. You were in the anime club in high school, and I became a part of that. We could sit down and watch anime. And we did. And that was a thing we could enjoy together because I learned to like it. That guy's got to do the same thing. What is that daughter? What is the daughters? What are they interested in? And here's the other thing. This whole thing of, well,
This whole thing, yeah, is wrong.
My boys are, you know, they're going to be in sports and hunt and fish and they're going to be outdoorsmen or whatever. This is what it started to sound like. Guarantee you that he has not opened his eyes.
Nope.
A whole lot of women out there that are playing sports at a very high
Yeah,
level.
right?
They're hunting, they're fishing.
I was just
There is
about
no
to say,
gender on
yeah.
sports. There's no gender on these things.
I was just about to say, he mentions like dolls and like, I don't like
Oh
dolls
my
and
God.
princesses. Your daughters can literally play with anything.
They
I remember
can.
playing with my brothers,
Yeah.
like action figures as like a little kid. And they were just, you
Playing
know,
with the action figures.
there's no gender on toys.
There's no gender.
So
There's
it's
boys
just-
that play with dolls, and you know, there's a whole spectrum of people out there.
Yeah.
And to try to group people these days into one or the other, like, oh, he's a boy, he has to play in sports, he has to be a star of the basketball team or whatever. Your daughters might surprise you, and
Yeah.
often that is a very legacy, old school way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to just die out on the vine. That whole way of thinking, because that is not the modern world. There are more and more women that are independent.
Yeah.
That
Well, the way that he treats his wife.
and these daughters are seeing this.
Yeah.
So these daughters are seeing this behavior and probably thinking that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I know I'm going to grow up as a woman and I'm going to have to take care of my kids.
Yeah.
And my husband's just going to get to do no.
Well, even the daughter said, "Why doesn't Dad like me?" That's a huge red flag. I'm
God.
sorry, but
He needs to, you need
you
to
need
stop
to
and
hug your daughter.
oof. You need to
Oh
do
my
some,
God.
my friend, do some self-introspection. Just stop what you're doing. Go find out what your daughters are interested in. What do they like? And become their friend. Take them out. Get them away from the boys. Get away from the boys. Take them on a camping trip. They might surprise you. This one did. She took, what was it? You took outdoor skills or
I
something?
did, yeah, wildlife management.
Wildlife management in high school. And she comes home and she's like, Dad, I learned how to skin a deer today. I'm like, dude, what? Excuse me? Skin a deer? So this one, trust me, if you need somebody to skin an animal, she knows how. But you'd be surprised. He needs to stop and just take them somewhere. Seriously, take them to a ball game. Take them to the baseball game. Take them to the football game. Get separate. You'll be surprised what you find with your daughters. Trust me on this one. Do not think they're just wearing dresses and gonna. Now they may do that. It's their choices, but trust me. Go spend some time with those daughters. So that's a definite. Are these all a-holes? I don't feel like there's no
but
negative
we have
one.
a little bit of an update.
Positive. Okay.
Someone
we have an update.
has commented
Okay, here we go.
on
Comments.
this. So he's obviously the a-hole, but this is a comments that says, "I am the wife." I found this post because when I went into our room to get my charger, he was asleep, but his laptop was still open with this Reddit account. Idiot. I don't even have a Reddit account. So I needed to make this just so I can post here. Man, I like her already.
All right, let's see where this goes.
First, I can assure you this is not fake, as many of you here are suggesting. Here are a few other things my husband has done that he conveniently left out of his initial post.
Oh.
My daughter started crying to him about if he didn't like her. Oh wait, my daughter started crying to him about if he didn't like her, not to me.
Ooh.
She only came to me when he didn't care. My husband has taken our sons on multiple vacations without our daughters.
Wait, what?
Using my money, might I add. My daughters were told that it was a boys' trip and no girls were allowed. He refused to do both of my girls' daddy-daughter dances this past Christmas because he thought it was stupid.
What are you
I
doing?
danced with them instead. He tried to make my girls clean up their brother's mess because it's a girl's job to clean. I could go on for hours. Okay, there's more to read from this comment, but just from that, a huge bomb has just dropped.
Yeah. Look, you got to grow up and be a man. I mean, this is the definition of really being a dad and a man. And you're not one. I'll just say it. A real man will love his daughters, will understand what they're into, is not afraid to show his feminine side, is not afraid to play dolls with his daughters, to dance with those poor girls. Mm-hmm. If y'all need a dance partner year round, I'll come dance with you. Goodness.
Well, I remember.
Gracious. I have an opinion on this one.
In kindergarten, you came to my daddy-daughter dance.
I did.
And that meant a lot to me.
I did. Of course I did.
Like, it just, yeah.
And I thought nothing of it.
Of
it
course.
was just like there was no choice. I was going to do this. So, look, if you're out there, just stop. Go be with those girls. They grow up faster than you know. They'll be gone. They'll be moved out. They're going to remember how you treated them. Mm-hmm. Someday you're going to be my age, older. You're going to wish that you had treated your kids better, those daughters better. They're the ones that are going to be by you. They're the ones that are going to support you. They're going to be right there. It's fine to take the boys off and do something. Sure. Then take the girls off and do something that they want to do. If you want to do it that way, sure. Then take all the kids off and do something. It's fine to do that. But you can't just say it's a boys' trip only. That whole legacy thinking has got to go, my friend. Mm-hmm. We're in a different century now. Wake up, get up, be a man. Stop being afraid to be a man. Really do the things you got to do and be with those kids. Because, before you know it, you're old. They're moved out. And you don't get that time back.
Yeah. So I'll read the rest of the
Oh,
comment.
geez.
Because there's more.
Oh, my gosh.
She has a lot to say, and I love her for it.
Well, she's getting it all out here. I hope she did something about it.
We'll see. I want to give everyone some more context. My husband works, it's in quotation, from home.
No.
By working from home, I mean he is completely unemployed. So, wait, okay, hang on. There's more to this story, but I'm just really angry right now. He's the one sitting in bed, not taking care of the kids, while he works. Jeez.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll continue.
Well, I have an opinion about that.
Yeah, I'll continue. Oh, do you want to say your opinion?
I've known people like this, couples like this, and families like this. They've been around us. Some of them we grew up with, some of them we know. Where the wife, she goes off, she works hard, she comes home, takes care of the kids, makes some meals, and still has to take care of another baby, which is her husband.
Right.
Right, doing nothing.
She has 5
or
babies.
Some kind of pretend job, and then but still trying to be like, I'm the man. Like, you ain't no man.
That's
You
not
ain't
a
no
man.
man at all. Go get a job, go make some money, and take care of your family.
I just read the rest by
jeez.
accident.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
gosh.
god.
Do I want to hear?
I am the sole breadwinner for
Yep,
the family.
yep. See, I already guessed it. I already guessed
am a
it.
doctor.
Whoa. Well,
Yeah, a doctor.
I mean, good
by
on
the
him
way.
for marrying a doctor, but not get
But-
out there and take care of things.
Okay, first of all, he should be taking care of the kids. He can be a stay-at-home dad.
I agree.
Because, she's the breadwinner. She's a doctor. She has to probably stay late.
Yep.
So,
I totally
This
agree.
guy.
If you're in that position, there is nothing against your manhood. In fact, you're more of a man. Step up and take care of those kids. It does not affect your manhood. You can be all that. You can be tough. You can be everything else. You're just not the breadwinner. That's all right. That's all right. Take care of that. Take care of that sweet, sweet woman that is a doctor, that is your wife. Doing this, you go and apologize to her right now for everything you ever done. You go to those daughters and apologize, and you make a trip next week and you take them somewhere. You take care of those kids. You show them what kind of man you really are.
if I had a wife that's a doctor, I'd be like, when she came home, I'd be like rubbing her feet, taking care of the kids. I'd be like, anything you want, honey.
Now, if you're that doctor, I'm really sorry you're with this guy. He is an a-hole.
Yeah.
If it didn't working out, it didn't working out. I got a son that's old enough, in his late 20s. He's not married. You need to come find him. He'll take care of you. He'll take care of the kids. He'll take care of you, treat you like a princess. You'll have everything you ever wanted from that kind of man.
True.
He's still a man. And he's still masculine and macho, good-looking kid. But you know what? If it isn't working, and that's a bad situation. Do you think?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that women like her that are in this situation actually enjoy being the breadwinner and taking care of everything and without the authority?
I mean, I'd say, like, if we're talking about, like, not taking care of the kids on top of everything else, I'd say, like, yeah. I do know, like, I watch TikToks about, there's this woman who has, like, I forgot what job she has. She has a really high-paying job, and her husband is a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
And, she really enjoys just being the breadwinner for the family, taking care of her family financially.
Right.
And then the dad really enjoys, playing with this kid all day. And he really enjoys
Well, I
his
mean,
kids. And
the gender should have nothing to do with the role
it
that's
shouldn't.
chosen, right? It's just like how the situation is, who is the breadwinner, who makes that choice. Okay.
There's a lot more.
Oh no, good God. Oh, you're killing me here.
Yeah. I take sole responsibility in caring for the kids. He does literally nothing.
Wow.
I bring them to all of their sporting events, school events, appointments, etc. Ever since we had kids, he was detached from our daughters. He used the same excuse he said in here. He's a boy and doesn't like girl stuff. It's pretty hard to not get along with small... Oh yeah, it's pretty hard to not get along with small children. They quite literally will do anything. My 7-year-old would go run through the mud if it meant she got to play with her dad for 5 minutes. It's heartbreaking to see how much she yearns for a relationship with him. This is not super important, but my daughter loves boy stuff.
Awesome.
She likes to go fishing with her
Awesome.
grandpa and playing video games with her brother.
That's
so
fantastic.
the excuse of her not liking boy stuff is dumb. He just doesn't like his daughter. A lot of people are probably wondering why I married him in the first place, and why I haven't divorced him yet.
That's another question.
To answer the first question, I was young and stupid.
We're all young and stupid.
I ignored red flags and have now ended up here. I have put off divorce for so long strictly because it is hard to get a divorce.
It is hard.
I am riddled with student loan debt, so I really couldn't afford while taking care of 4 kids.
Well, 5, including him.
Yeah, you're right. This might have made me an a-hole for not leaving sooner, but girl, don't do that to yourself.
You're not an a-hole.
You need to take care of yourself. Do whatever you have to do.
You go lay down the law with him.
Yeah.
You tell him how it is, and then you tell him what's going to happen if it doesn't.
She says, I'm done now.
Yeah.
This has sealed the deal for me. I've been crying all night
Oh my
thinking
God,
about
poor
my
thing.
daughters.
Poor thing. My heart goes out to you.
I know.
I feel for you, girl.
Not only them, but I know my sons are not being treated right either.
Yeah. Well, good God.
My 6-year-old has noticed how his father treats his sister, and it makes him so sad.
Oof.
Kids notice.
Well, those boys are going to grow up seeing that behavior too.
Yeah.
Going to continue the chain of what are the toxic masculinity.
He has offered his spot on vacation multiple times so that one of his sisters can go, and his dad says no. I'm done with this. So when he wakes up tomorrow, he will be told to leave my house that I own, and that he will be hearing from my lawyer. I'm not putting up with him or any of his BS anymore.
It's a lot harder to kick people out, but she does need to lay down the law and say,
Yeah.
look, you want to see your kids, you really want to be a part of this family, then be a part of it.
Yeah.
If not, we gotta separate. Poor thing, I feel for you. These choices are never hard. I mean, never easy. They're always hard.
Yeah.
They're always hard.
She said, I love my kids more than life itself. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to take all 4 of them out on an ice cream date while he packs his things. No limit on how much they can buy. They deserve it. Thanks, Reddit, for showing him how stupid he is, and thank you for going to bat for me and my children. Have a good night.
She's a good woman. Taking care of those kids. She's a professional doctor. Wow. People stay in relationships because it's just easier. It is expensive. Divorce is really expensive. It takes money right out of the family's coffer that you don't have to give in the first place.
The fact that this guy went on Reddit, and most people, by the way, most people who go on Reddit are looking for a not the a-hole.
Yeah.
The fact that he went on here and put it on here.
Yeah, he was looking for validation.
That's crazy.
He was looking for validation. I think I have an opinion on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, kind of man. I mean, a man doesn't do that. A man steps up, does the things he needs to do. And especially if you want to call yourself a traditional man and do traditional things. Well, none of my traditional grandfathers would have acted that way. That treat your wife with respect, treat your kids with respect, show your daughters how a man should behave, show your sons how a man treats his wife, his partner. If you do that, and just get over yourself. If you do that, you will win your family back. If not, you're going to lose them.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. You probably don't deserve this woman in this family. So you need to look deep inside yourself and say, is this who you want to be? Or if it isn't, then please leave. Please get out of her situation. You clearly don't want to be there in the first place.
Yeah.
Get out of the situation.
To literally have the privilege of having kids and not loving them, because clearly, like, he doesn't love them.
Yeah.
Like, he may feel like some sort of like fatherly way towards them, but obviously it's not strong.
Well, someday he's going to be in his 60s and 70s, and he's going to regret every second that he did this.
Yeah.
He's going to look back on his life, and when he's there laying in a bed and no family is around, no kids are around, no wife there, he's going to be like, I made some bad choices. Yep. Yeah, guess what you did, friend, and now you're paying for it.
The fact that the daughter likes boy things.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
She likes fishing.
That's awesome.
And he can't.
Take her fishing.
He can't even do that.
Take her fishing.
And the way that the one boy was like, take my place. It just says a lot about like the way that the mother raises them.
Yep.
Because
I totally
obviously
agree.
she raises them to be like, this isn't right.
I mean, these were all serious. There's nothing.
They're very
serious. Did you think
serious.
fun about this?
It's very fun. We get to talk about it. We get to talk about it. It's very fun.
This is serious stuff. People's lives at stake, and those kids' lives changed. But unfortunately, I've known several families like this, and the women have stayed. They continue to just fight it out. In fact, I've seen that time and time again, where women work, they take care of the kids, they come home and they take care of that other kid that they got in their husband, and they just continue to do that their whole lives. Wow. And I have mad respect for all women in that situation. I don't know why you don't get divorced. I don't know why you don't leave. I don't know.
I mean,
it's difficult. It's hard. There are other better men out there. I will tell you that. Other men that will respect you. I've known some of these men, great men. They would love you. They would respect you. So let me just say, there are other men out there, real men. We pulled up a lot of chairs today.
We did, yeah.
We've covered a bunch of topics. How did we finish last time? We decided how we were going to finish.
Yeah, I think we did.
Oh, with this. And all right, America, pull up a chair, America.
Pull up a chair. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in for next week's episode. If you guys liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. See you guys next week.